basically old fears versus new fears, so that one's definitely going to be a fun one to watch for sure. Oh, I've had the loud music on the whole time. Nifty. Let's see. Can you talk real quick? Just to make sure my audio levels are good.
Yep. Hello, hello. Testing, testing.
All right. Looks like we are good.
Tell you what, I'm pretty excited we got these teams back on stream again.
For the what?
So I'm pretty excited we've got these teams back on stream again.
Yeah. It's some of the newer teams that are starting to climb their way up the rankings should be fun to watch for sure. All right, Dave, I need you to wish me luck on this lucky draw that I'm going to open like a couple times real quick. Because lucky draws are usually terrible, but who knows? Maybe there's a specific type of day mojo that will just automatically guarantee. Oh, wow. I got an EMP skin. Awesome. That is definitely what I was looking for.
Doesn't sound like what you were looking for.
It's definitely not what I was... All right. Then we get the FH... Honestly, the FHJ skin, I'll take it, because right now there's only like one FHJ skin in the game, and this one actually looks kind of nice, so I'll take that one. I'll spin it a couple more times, because that's why they pay me the big bucks, you know? Let's see. Give me the legendary. Nope. Okay. Who had an emote? Once again, not really what I was looking for. I would like to at least get the... Okay. Okay, we get a backpack. This is going really well so far. Really, really well. I'm having a blast with this lucky... And we get a wingsuit.
That's how they get you, though.
That's how they get... All right, this is my last one, chat. You say one more as much as you want to. This is my... We get a charm. All right. So the only things left that I didn't get... I feel like I've got to get something. I got to at least get this LK, maybe? The LK is kind of nice, but at the same time, it's kind of an exact copy of one that I already have. I don't know. Maybe if we hit enough viewers on stream or something, I'll think about it. But right now, I'm not really feeling the lucky draw. Do we have a lobby set up?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody is here but you.
Well, you send me the invite and we can go ahead and hop into it.
Yeah, I need to add you on my new account.
Okay.
Yeah. B should got you, though.
Let's see. I should be able... Wait. It would be a lot easier if I could get a direct invite. Okay, I'll just apply.
It appears you're offline.
Wait, what?
It appears you're offline.
Oh, it appears
Just
I'm offline. Cool. I'll just apply to join then.
Request on me.
Requesting. Room has been canceled. Okay. Oh, wait, but it's apparently not canceled. Let me find... Wait, do we have the password in the chat? Oh, there it is. Done. Confirm. And what do you know? We are good to go for game number 1. Just waiting on Saints to ready up. And Poppy, the Bat God, is here for Strike Zone, so that'll definitely be a fun one to watch.
Give me a second, B. Oh.
All right. We're good to go. Game number 1. We've got Strike Zone versus Gravity, 2 of the newer teams on the block. Strike Zone, one of the teams that kind of fragged out in Stage 4 of the COD Mobile Champs. We'll see if they can bring that back to the table. The infamous Resume joining the team as well this season, so We'll see if we get a little more redemption from him after some unfortunate search and destroy plays. Both teams going for that 3-story positioning. Couple frags coming in for both teams. It looks like Gravity will have control for the time being, especially over on 3-story side. And with B-Thug staying alive right there, they are set up very well, not only for point 1, but for point 2.
And so far, Ivan popping up in a corner over here, just trying to get some points for his team. Locked down with 12 HP right now, hoping his team can help him secure some points here. Looks like, and this is kind of uncommon for Crash, Bobby. We don't often see a lot of points get given on the first objective, just because it's so hard to hold when you don't have, you know, Annihilators out, or even War Machines are really good for first point. But you know, fortunately for Ivan, his team had control of 3-story, so a lot of opportunity for him to hide back in the corners, and it worked out pretty well for them. I mean, they've got 40 points off of the first objective here, and that's almost unheard of here for Crash Hardpoint.
I mean, if you look at the scoreboard right now, Strike Zone has combined for 4 kills, and Cello has 4 by himself, as does B-Thug. So, not too surprising to see the score where it is right now. We're going to need a big turnaround for Strike Zone if they're going to have any type of a shot right there, as they're currently just getting thumped by Gravity. Everybody at 4 kills or above, and I think a combined 7 right now for Strike Zone, so they got to turn something, like, straight up. If you want to give yourself a shot, you got to win gunfights, and right now, Strike Zone is not winning any of their gunfights. Even on the one where they get the Peeker's advantage right there, Cello just absolutely waxes Saints, and right now they've got a 60-point lead. Only 2 hard points in the game with more time to go. Cello's actually going to die to his own trip mine right there. And it looks like there will be a little bit of time on the hill for Strike Zone, but man, oh man, is Gravity putting in some work right now.
Yeah, and this is a really big opportunity for Strike Zone to try to start turning things around. They've got one more contestable hard point coming in before things go into the corners and you get really bad respawns, as well as just really hard points to break on the next 2 hard points after this one. So hopefully they'll be able to make a break here and get some momentum moving in their way, because if it keeps this up, Gravity's going to be able to close it out on this next hard point.
I mean, Cello is absolutely cooking right now. 12 kills on the board through 3 hard points. That's a great spot for him to be, but not only him. Bottom frag for Gravity right now still has more kills than top frag for Strike Zone. So if that maintains, obviously, it's not going to be any type of surprise when we do see Gravity coming out on top. Most of this just coming down to gunfights. Like, you can have the best positioning in the world. If you don't win your gunfights, you're not going to win the game. That's what we're seeing right now. Cello hasn't even used his Annihilator. Still got 12 kills on the board. They got 120 points through the first 3 hard points. They're pretty well set up for next as well.
Get a little bit of a break here, though.
Are they? Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 3. They got 3 players heading toward the hard points, so they're at least going to be set up right here. But once again, it's going to come down to those gunfights, and with the Annihilators coming out, it's going to be a difficult one to hold. Only 1 player inside, 1 on the outside. He's going to get taken out as well, and just like that, Gravity will take over the hard point, and more than likely, just going to be a matter of time before it is a quick GG in game number 1.
Yeah, I actually don't think even a miracle can save Strike Zone at this point. They're so far behind. For some reason, we just are not standing on the hard point for Gravity. So, I mean, the game could be over at this point, but they did hop off. Looks like we have Lara over there trying to pick up some kills in some time, but they are going to get kicked off. But again, this is such a difficult situation for Strike Zone to be in, because now the next hard point is all the way across the map, and because they anchored onto that last spawn, that gave Gravity the respawns that they needed, and with only a couple seconds to go, about 12 seconds on point for Gravity, they should absolutely be able to hold this next hard point. I mean, this is one of the hardest hard points in the entire game to break at this point.
Yeah, and it's one thing to be down going into P2 or P3, but once you get to this point, if the opposing team has complete control of P5, like, you really just don't stand a chance, especially with where Gravity is. They were only about 8 points away. That's going to be one of the easiest closeouts, because even if you do see, I mean, when you put yourself in that position, no matter where you push, more than likely it is going to be a lose-lose, because either you don't push the hard point and Gravity wins it on P4, or you push the hard point, you give up control of P5, and Gravity can take it easily. So there wasn't really much of an opportunity for Strike Zone in that, especially with the way that points 1 through 3 shaped up. We'll see if they can bounce back. We've seen them do so in Search and Destroy before. Resume coming away with top frag, but not quite enough as Cello coming away with 17 kills for Gravity, and they do get the easy win in game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, everybody on Gravity except for B-Thug crossing pretty heavily into double digits. Well, I guess Ivan had 11, but Resume, the only one on his team to break into double digits. That's something we definitely have to see turn around for the next game. Going into Search and Destroy, those kills are going to be a lot more important off the back, so we'll have to look into see, are either of these teams going to have a breakout sniper that we need to keep an eye on? And I think this will be a good matchup between these two teams. Again, they're both kind of newcomers to Mobile Mayhem, so still got to learn a lot about many of these players.
Taking a look at our standings real quick, just as a reminder. So Gravity currently at 30 points in the extremely competitive Division 2. Strike Zone yet to pick up their first win in Mobile Mayhem, so they're still stuck down at 0 points alongside Fearless in Division 1. We'll see if either of these teams can turn things around in a big way. This is really big for Gravity. If they're able to get a 2-0, could actually put them in contention in that Division 2 spot, which right now it seems like is anyone's game, so hopping into Search and Destroy should be interesting to see what type of approach we see, and actually some damage, I believe, from the Thermite coming in. Gravity is insanely aggressive, pushing from the B side right now. They just do not care one bit and giving it everything they've got. Band hopping up on the backside. He's got the kilo, but he's going to get dropped by B-Thug, and now only 2 players remaining, Resume and Ryzen. Neither of them able to pick up a kill yet, and Ryzen won't be able to make it happen right there. Resume all by himself against 5 remaining Gravity players, and now going to try the backside of A, but with the bomb down inside of Shops and him just trying to find a pick at this point, doesn't really seem to stand much of a shot. He's going to get taken out by B-Thug from behind, and it will be a 5-0 win in round 1 for Gravity.
Yeah, and that was a super aggressive push up the B side for Gravity. Band opting for the kilo, and then kind of not the kilo we typically see in success for Mobile Mayhem. So I'd like to see him to switch to maybe a more traditional sniper, try to find some of those long picks across street. But we actually don't have the rotation at all from Gravity this time.
And just like that, he picks one up with the kilo. So if you feel confident with it, stick with it. Like you said, there's definitely better options. There's just not a whole lot of advantages. What? He got a trophy system kill onto Yusa. Obviously, not really much credit to the kilo on that one. He will drop to Cello as he pushes in right there. Only 2 players remaining, but Cello's able to pick up another. His teammate gets traded. He's able to win the gunfight. It's now a 1v1. Ryzen on the outside of the point. Right now, just looking for the one remaining player. He's not going to spot him quite yet, but Cello's going to hop up. He's got the opportunity to win it. He is going to be able to do so. He's going to be able to hop the bomb right here. He'll be able to get the defuse, and it will be a 2-0 lead for Gravity off the start.
And Cello played that incredibly well, hopped up on the tank, was able to find the kill, made it to the bomb with just 2 seconds remaining. So just really good play coming out of him there, able to clutch up for his team when they needed him. Popping off real hard this game. 5 kills on the board for Cello. And Ryzen and Band, only 2 on the side of Strike Zone with kills at this point. And this is kind of the same struggle we saw them have last game, where it's the whole team needs to just perform a little bit better overall. Then maybe we can see some turnaround. But man, Gravity's so aggressive right now.
This is the most aggressive defensive strategy I have ever seen in Mobile Mayhem, and it may just be based off the team that they're playing and They feel confident that they can get the frags that they need, but man, oh man, sending 5 players up the middle, not something I've ever seen in standoff domination, and it works to perfection right there. They go up 3-0 off the start, and Strike Zone just absolutely on their heels. They have no idea what to do right now. They're not getting their picks. They haven't been able to make anything happen so far, and it looks like once again the smokes will go out, the trophy systems will go out. A little bit of a counter right here, but it's going to backfire as Resume and Saints drop off the start, and once again, a 2-man advantage for Gravity.
Yeah, Gravity are playing this incredibly well up against Strike Zone here, and honestly, oh, well, Van, nice shot there, Van. That was a good pick for your team. It evens things out a little bit, if you can call it that. It at least makes things a little bit more possible.
Yeah,
2v4
it's at least
right
more
now,
even
Gravity
than 5-2.
Yeah, right? Gotta give him credit where it's due, but unfortunately he has lost a lot of the close range matchups that we would typically see players be able to win with other sniper choices, obviously. Kilo just not in a optimal spot right now. Yes, it's usable. Yes, you can find kills with it, but I mean, the versatility of having something like the Locust or the DLQ is just, in my opinion, infinitely better.
And if you're looking at Strike Zone, if your top fragger is the guy that's using a Kilo with a 4x, that is just not a good sign at all. So we do see players dropping off the start once again. It will be Gravity up a man. Saints, 5 HP, barely surviving the gunfight right there, but he is able to win it. But once again, Yusa finds a pick onto Ryzen. They will be up a man, Saints and Ryzen, or Saints and Resume, the only players remaining. He's going to jump the window, won't be able to win the gunfight. It is Resume all by himself, left to see if he can get the clutch. He does get the hip fire to land on the inside of Graveyard, but he's being pushed by Yusa, I believe. He's going to be taken out right there, and a 5-0 lead for Gravity. Looks like this first matchup might be ending quickly.
Yeah, it's looking to be a really fast 2-0 victory for Gravity here. They were able to win Crash Hardpoint. I think it was 150 to 45, so pretty one-sided matchup there. Didn't get the full loop of hardpoints at all, and now they are looking to try to close things out 6-0 against Strike Zone right now, and Ivan picking up first blood definitely helps them be able to do so. Bomb is now planted, and this is a difficult position to be in if you are Strike Zone.
And Cello just winning all of his gunfights so far today. He's able to take out Resume right there. Goes for the wall bang. Doesn't seem to be aware that that is not a spot that the QQ9 can wall, or is unable to wall bang. But regardless, able to get the frag on the band. Ryzen will pick one up, but now stuck in a 1v3. He's going to get spotted by Cello, who has been absolutely frying all day today. And that's going to be a 6-0 win for Gravity, who's looking like they could be a serious contender right now in Division 2, which is currently the most competitive division in Mobile Mayhem. So I'm excited to see these guys play some more.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cello did just a phenomenal job today. Hard carried all the way back over in Hardpoint Crash. 12 kills here. I think he went 12 and 2. Search and Destroy on standoff. So big plays on him. I mean, next player on the team, it literally the same ratio, 6 and 1.
Yep.
But 6 more kills, pretty effective player here in Search and Destroy. Looking over at the side of Strike Zone, we had Band actually being the top fragger, as you mentioned earlier, and that's a rough spot to be in if your top frag is using a Kilo with a 4x, and that was Band at 5 and 6. Poppy, who we have seen in previous weeks go off massively hard with the bat, just absolutely no action today. Dropped 1 and 6 here in Search and Destroy. We didn't see the bat come out at all. So, just some things got to be stepped up if you are Strike Zone.
And that's actually really big for Gravity. If we take a look at the standings right here, you can see the top 5 teams in Division 2 are all within 20 points of each other. You got Tribe and Turbulence at 60 points. Gravity and Nova Imperium at 50 points, and Exiled at 40 points. Now, obviously, the rest of the teams in Division 2 are still yet to play today, so there will be a lot of shifting around, more than likely, especially given that these seem to be most of the top teams in Mobile Mayhem. But that's a really big 2-0 win for Gravity, as that allows them to now tie for third place in their division. This is absolutely going to be a crazy one. I have no idea who's going to be moving into those top 3 spots to play for the semifinals and the quarterfinals in Division 2. So definitely going to be a fun one to watch. But taking a look at our next matchup, as you guys can see right here, we do have Fierce versus Turbulence. I believe we actually got a raid from Soso on Trovo as well. I appreciate it. The 32 raiders, welcome everybody. Best of luck to you in your matchup, as we are working on getting these two teams in here, and basically old Fierce versus new Fierce. Turbulence having a lot of players from the former Fierce roster, and obviously new Fierce kind of a conglomeration of old Fierce and the old Arsenal team. So a lot of really skilled players on both of these teams. This is the matchup that I've probably been looking forward to the most. I feel like it'll be the closest thing that we've got to an actual rivalry, just because so many of these players have played with each other before. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have some pretty good matchups coming up today. I'm pretty excited about it. We had a phenomenal closeout to our Tuesday stream. I believe you have the replay of that on YouTube, don't you, Bobby?
I believe we should. On YouTube and on Trovo. Trovo has VODs now, too.
Oh, Trovo has VODs now. Sweet.
Yep.
Sweet. So, yeah, if you guys missed Tuesday, make sure you guys hop in and check out the matches on Tuesday. I believe we closed out with, it was Infinex versus Fierce, and Fierce did bring down Infinex. So, pretty big matchup between those two teams.
Yeah,
one of the reasons you see Infinex down at 40 points right now.
Yeah, I mean, this has been just a crazy season of Mobile Mayhem, just because of how well some of the newcomers have done, and also because of how much some of the more experienced teams have struggled. Like, you'd expect Nova Imperium to be in one of those top spots. They're not right now. Tribe Gaming, who struggled in past seasons, now in the top spot in Division 2, which is currently the most competitive. Turbulence, new team on the block, as well as Gravity, both at 50 and 60 points. Infinex, who you expect to be at the very top, now in third place behind Violence and Fierce. So really, anything can happen this season. We still got a good amount of action. Just a reminder, there will not be any Mobile Mayhem action happening next week, as it will be Thanksgiving, and also I'm going to be out of town the entire week, so it'd be very difficult for me to cast that. But we will be back at it the following week. Make sure you guys hit the follow button and subscribe if you're over on YouTube. But yeah, tonight's matchup's definitely looking to be some competitive ones.
Yeah, we're just waiting on a couple more players to get in here, and we will get this next matchup started for you guys. This is going to be Fierce versus Turbulence, and both of these teams have been doing exceptionally well. Again, we were just kind of talking about Fierce last week, on Tuesday, was able to go up against Infinex, and although it did go down into a game 3, they were able to close out a 2-1 victory over Infinex. So Infinex, being the reigning champs, shows kind of how good Fierce is doing so far. And Turbulence, while they are all, or at least mostly all, veterans to the Mobile Mayhem scene, quite often playing subs on other rosters, they've come together and really been kind of a mini all-star team, and seemingly do exceptionally well, increasing over every day of play, Bobby. So I actually think this will be a really good matchup to see just where Turbulence really stands. I believe they are tied for first place in the Division 2 standings with Tribe, so about 10 points behind Fierce currently. So this would be I mean, granted they're in opposite divisions. It would still be a big statement if Turbulence is able to come through here with either a 2-0 or even a 2-1 victory.
Yeah, because right now it seems like Division 1 is not necessarily set in stone, but at least the top 4 teams seem pretty certain, and there may be a little trading back and forth, but with the way things are going right now, it seems pretty certain it will be Fierce Violence, Infinix, and Xset making up the top 4 teams, and 3 of those 4 moving on to the semifinals. Whereas in Division 2, anything could happen. So this is really, really important for Turbulence, and for Fierce, it's kind of like you can throw it away if you want to. You're at the top of the division by 20 points. The 4th place team is 50 points behind you, so Xset would need to make some massive steps to have any type of a shot. But I definitely don't expect Fierce to just sit back and watch stuff happen. This is a really good team. They've got the most points in all of Mobile Mayhem. They got a lot of talent and also a lot to prove going up against a lot of former Fierce players. So hopefully we'll have a great matchup, as it looks like we do have all of our players loaded in and ready to go.
Yeah, we are getting in the game, and as I said, this should be a pretty good one. These are 2 of the top performing teams so far in Mobile Mayhem. If I was a betting man, I would give the edge over to Fierce, but Turbulence have really stirred things up coming on in. Again, a lot of historically sub players for Mobile Mayhem, so they are obviously no strangers to this level of competition, but typically not players that have been on starting rosters, and this is a big opportunity for them to, kind of stand up and say, hey, this is what you guys get for not putting us on the starting rosters,
Yep, we got Space up top, making some big plays off the start. Nearly got the double, but Renounce is going to end it right there, and it will be Shadow by himself on the hard point. Picks up frag number 3. He and Raballo both making big starts over on the side of Fierce. You can see him just proning inside the hard point, and Turbulence having some trouble right now. Shadow ready for the player over the hop-up. Slothy will drop right there, trying to spot players on the outside. He gets the assist. One player rounding the corner as well. He's not going to be able to win it, and Soso will make his entry into the hard point, as we do have Turbulence getting their first few seconds on the hill. Raballo absolutely frying right now. 7 kills on the board. Head of the rest of the pack by a mile, looking to pick up some more, but the Thermite coming in will end that streak pretty quickly, and that should open things up for Turbulence.
Yeah, it gives them a little bit of opportunity for some time. Hopefully we'll see Turbulence start to make a little bit more aggressive rotation towards Anchor, which they have. So this is a great position for them to be in, set up on second hardpoint. They definitely have an opportunity to even things out here, if not take the lead. Here's Sneaky, though. Finds one, gets dropped by Jez. And so far we have time ticking away over here for the side of Turbulence. Just a few points shy of tying things up, but it's Renounce coming through, getting some time down on the hardpoint. Sneaky able to find Soso as well, and this is going to be a big accumulation now for the side of Fierce.
Yeah, it seemed like pretty much everybody from both teams spawning completely out, but we do have most of the time on the hill going over to Fierce. You can see, at least in regards to frags, they are definitely on top. Shadow and Raballo combining for 16 right now, and it is absolutely showing, as it looks like they'll be heading out of this hard point with a 45-point lead. Obviously, Turbulence trying to set up. Oh my gosh, he's just a madman with the sniper. Doesn't matter what game mode it is. He's gonna spot another one on the outside. Chaos will drop. Hunter Killer drone kill as well. Hard point secure. He's stacking up all the points right now. 9 kills, make it 10. He is in the flow state right now, and oh my gosh, Fierce looking unstoppable at the moment against a Turbulence team that was at the very top of their division, but Sneaky gets another Hunter Killer. He's going to send it out right there, and looking like we may be at a 90-point lead after this hard point's done.
Yeah, and this is a big lead Fierce are taking here. Unfortunately for Sneaky there, he does get the hit marker on Slothy as he was climbing through the window. That will get him dropped, but his team is there to continue securing time. Space does pick up the kill off of the respawn as well. Now we have Fierce just 35 points away from picking up a win here, so they can get it on any given one of the next hard points coming up. as well as they're getting the last little bit of trickle time they can on the previous. So 27 points for them to go. Meanwhile, 115 to go for the side of Turbulence. Sneaky does turn and get a hit marker on space, but unable to get the kill.
And we do have a cluster strike on the way in for Turbulence. They're set up pretty well on this hard point, so they could potentially make up some of the lost time right here. If they can hold it for the entire time, they should be able to get above that 100-point marker and within 20 points, but something to keep in mind, we do have Raballo and a Goliath now making his way over toward the hard point, more than likely probably going to set up back at P1. Not going to really be worth the time for him to march all the way over to P4, and you can see him now moving in the bottom of Grandma's. He's actually not going to get hit by the RPG, dodges the FHJ as well, takes out Slothy in the bottom of the hard point. He's going to push up, help his teammate get the refrag if he can't already get it, and he is able to do so. So we are going to see Fierce taking control of P4, but Renounce by himself at the hard point right now, really just trying to take out that Goliath, and it is going to be Space coming from behind. Top frag on the team by a pretty good amount. The only player in double digits, whereas everybody over on Fierce in double digits, and they're going to need something crazy to make this happen. Shadow's calling in a cluster strike of his own, and seems like more than likely only a matter of time before they're able to close this out, especially with the frags that Forsaken is picking up right now with the Annihilator.
Yeah, and Forsaken specifically has really stepped it up this season. Every single time we see Fierce doing exceptionally well, he's always leading the charge for the team. Raballo not too far behind, 16 kills on the board, but overall, Forsaken's positioning has just been really great. He's been able to pick up a lot of kills that were just saving his allies in general, so...
I mean, right there, we saw Forsaken. He wasn't even moving. He was just sitting in one spot and turning at all the right angles at the right times, picking up those frags. He's going to be at 21, only 3 seconds needed for Fierce to close this out. I don't know if they're actually going to do it on this hard point. We do see them finishing it out right there. The Sentry Gun kill will secure it, and they get the win in game number 1, 150 to 86.
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind for the respawn modes is we do have very few players using Dead Silence, and it definitely seems like Forsaken has been a great player for taking advantage of that opportunity. As you mentioned, I mean, just sitting in front of the bakery there, down in front of Grandma, is able to just get some good turns on people coming from all sorts of different angles, so we likely won't see that level of awareness going into Search and Destroy, but still very possible. Obviously a incredibly strong player that has really brought himself up from season to season.
Yeah, and to be totally honest, that was a match, or at least a game, that Turbulence really needed to win. There's a lot more on the line for them than there was for Fierce. So for Fierce to be able to win it that easily, gotta be a sign of how dominant this team is going to be. We know they picked up a lot of really good players on top of the good players that they already had. They have had Forsaken, they've had Raballo, they've had Renounce, they've had Sneaky, but to pick up Shadow, we know they got main Mike on the bench as well. To have a player like Mike that can absolutely frag out in really any environment with any weapon that he wants to have that as one of the players on your bench is a really good sign, and it looks like right now Fierce may be on a journey to the finals for Mobile Mayhem Season 4. We got more on the line than ever, $2,500 at stake, and obviously, that is going to be one of the factors at the forefront of a lot of these players' minds, especially since a lot of these teams are teams that are unable to compete in Stage 4 because they're not quite old enough to create a team. So this, for the most part, is the biggest prize pool that most North American players will be able to compete for, especially for those that are under 18. And just a big opportunity, not only to win that money, but to build their reputation as one of the top pro players in the competitive scene, and one that's growing a lot with not only some mobile organizations taking interest, but CDL teams as well. So lots to be excited for if you are playing on one of these top teams. We are getting ready to hop into Search and Destroy on Firing Range. And once we get the final player loaded up for Turbulence, we should be good to go.
Yeah, and one important thing to make note out of that last matchup we had there, Bobby, is Fierce is the first team to hold Turbulence under 100 points in Hardpoint. So really just goes to show how strong Fierce has been in respawn mode, specifically this season. Obviously, they have Sneaky as well, the kind of their key sniper on the team. We know Forsaken has in the past picked up the sniper as well and been pretty consistent with it, but Sneaky really the star sniper, so keep an eye out for him in Search and Destroy. Raballo and Forsaken, obviously just such phenomenal slayers in the respawn environment, though. So that has been a kind of I don't want to say a saving grace because they've done so well. It's not like it's been super close for them, but again, they're the first team to hold Turbulence below 100, let alone beat Turbulence in Hardpoint.
Yeah, that's definitely no small feat for them, so we'll see. Wait, oh, we got players switching around on all the teams. I have no idea what's happening right now. I am curious what this substitution is going to be, as we do have Turbulence subbing out. They're all moving around so much, I'm not even going to make an attempt to try to figure out who they subbed out, because I'm having a hard time registering who was on each team as it is. But we know that there's a lot of really good players on this team and a lot of really good substitutes for a lot of these teams as well. So we are going to get that. Oh, somebody in. Raballo left. I'm assuming he's going to rejoin momentarily as we get... Who is that just joined? Was it Slothy?
Slothy.
Wait, okay. Slothy joining for Turbulence. So with that, we've got all of our players ready up, and we're good to go for game number 2.
Yeah, and I think this is a big addition to the Turbulence lineup. So is it going to change anything with how strong Fierce have been playing this season? I don't know. But, this is the opportunity for them. Fierce have excelled in respawn, but definitely kind of struggle a little bit back and forth. Some pretty inconsistent matchups for Search and Destroy. Fierce, again, was able to 2-1 in Infinex last week, and the matchup that they dropped, obviously, was going to be Search and Destroy. So that is something to keep in mind, as we do have Soso getting picked off by Sneaky for First Blood, and that's exactly what we talked about leading up into this game, is Sneaky is one to watch for the sniper position here on the side of Fierce.
Yeah, and for people in chat asking what the banned weapons are for this matchup, forgot to mention that off the start. Fierce's banned weapon being the Chopper, and Turbulence banned weapon, no surprise, the HVK. So that is one gun that has been banned in every match of Mobile Mayhem that we've seen so far, just because it is so overpowered. It's an AR that does not have any damage drop off, so it has the same time to kill at point blank if you hit upper body shots as it does at 65 meters, which makes it pretty broken, and understandably a lot of these teams banning it. It is going to be a 5-0 win for Fierce in round number 1, and picking up right where they left off in the last matchup. Sneaky inside of American, trying to find a pick. Won't spot anybody on the cross right there, and it's actually going to be a very aggressive B push right here for Turbulence, trying to find a pick on the bottom side. More than likely, we'll see the plant coming in pretty soon here.
Yeah, it looks to be the case. Space actually in a great spot back here, looking for... this is considered a wall bang, even though you can see through the little bit of the grating there on the back of the bomb site. A beautiful, beautiful quick scope by Space. They're going to pick off Sneaky. Certainly what they needed. Finds another one. Picks Forsaken off through the wall. Finds another. Space is going wild right now.
And that Arctic 50 with stopping power, a one-shot anywhere on the body that you hit. He no-scopes Raballo right there. He no-scopes Shadow. He did the entire round by himself. And the Arctic making its appearance in Mobile Mayhem in a very loud way, as I believe he gets the 5-0 ace in that round to give Turbulence the evening round at 1-1.
Yeah, that was a big, big round for Space there. And maybe some celebratory shots getting popped off there.
I can't believe that just happened. I mean, It wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I was using the Arctic 50 with stopping power with that type of sight the other day, and I can attest it is completely broken. So to see somebody doing that, not too surprising. Jez going to be left all by himself for Turbulence. Now in a 1v2, 2 snipers remaining, Forsaken and Sneaky. Both making the rotation back toward the A site while Jez still over by B. So could potentially be an easy B plant for him, especially if Forsaken and Sneaky don't make the rotation back. Sneaky's going to be in the top of 10, so he'll be able to spot the bomb site if he's able to get the timing right. Jez pretty content to sit back. He's going to be able to get the plant down, but that's probably not the spot where you want to be. But Sneaky, with bad timing right there, he's not going to be able to get the shot down. That's going to allow Jez to reposition right here. He can turn it into a close-range gunfight. He misses the initial shots. He does get the kill right there. He gets pushed by Forsaken. He's going to get FHJ'd, and it will be another round going over to Fierce, as they will now go up 2-1.
Yeah, and while that is a interesting bomb placement as far as the plant went, I definitely think it was kind of the strategy in it. And yeah, it was risky to get the plant off there, but there was a lot of different places that you had vantage point of where you could defend that planted bomb from. So unfortunately, I think he was just hoping he could get a little bit of the rotation out. Didn't end up coming that way. Forsaken obviously able to clean up after Sneaky was killed. So we'll have to keep an eye out for Forsaken, because again, you know, we don't see him use the sniper very often, but he's got one out right now, and he's gonna get dropped by Chaos. We do have bomb planted now for the side of Turbulence.
I'm not really sure if that was a spectator glitch that I saw from space, or if he was actually running around with the trophy system the entire time, but you see Sneaky picking up another couple snipes right there. He's going to be able to get the frag. The bomb defuse will go in, and it will be Fierce taking the 3-1 lead right here. Even though we did see some big plays coming out of Space, he got the ace. Space got the ace. Well, would you look at that? Just not something you can really bank on consistently, especially against a team like Fierce. So they're going to need more contributions out of those other players. You can see Sneaky and Forsaken making those big plays. We do have Soso getting a frag, gets the first blood off the start, and Shadow somehow gets the axe onto Jez. For that to happen this early in the game, not something we see. Chaos gets the bat kill onto Shadow, and Melee becoming more and more relevant in Mobile Mayhem. We do have a Thermite going out. A one-man advantage for Turbulence, as they do have the bomb down in Space.
What the?
Oh, and he's got the peek through on the little hole in the wall on the bottom of that B site, making it a lot easier for him to find those frags. So Sneaky's going to be all by himself. He will take out Chaos, who is just dead set on hard scoping that area, but he's going to get spotted from the side by Soso. That'll allow them to bring things a little bit closer, and it will still be a 3-2 lead for Fierce.
Yeah, I don't know if my client lagged or not, but that looked like Space just hit like the most monstrous no-scope. Not entirely sure, but he was able to pick up a kill that I believe in the end it saved Soso, so that was pretty big out of him. Shadow comes through with a double kill, which is big for the side of Fierce. They definitely need it. And Space gonna miss the desperately needed quick scope there, and that looks like it's gonna be a super clean and easy round going over to Fierce.
Yeah, the aggressive push for Turbulence, or no, that was Fierce with the aggressive push right there, so it paid off in a big way. Is typically, when you see like a full 5-set counter from the defensive side on Search and Destroy, typically it ends up benefiting the defense, but just too many gunfight wins right there. We do see Chaos taking out Shadow off the start. Couple frags coming in, no surprise to see Sneaky finding another pick onto Slothy, and it will now be a 2v2. Space versus Slothy, Sniper versus Sniper. 3 times versus default scope. We'll see who will come out on top, and Chaos. Oh no, it's Chaos all by himself versus Sneaky, and Sneaky finds him right there, and
rough timing.
Makes it look like a piece of cake, as it will be a 5-2 lead, and we are now at match point for Fierce.
Yeah, Fierce in a great spot going into the end of this Search and Destroy matchup. They only need to pick up 1 out of the next 4 rounds, I believe. Yeah, at most 4 rounds. So they've got a great opportunity ahead of them. I mean, again, we haven't seen Forsaken snipe too often, but he was doing pretty good early on with it. Does look like Shadow was the one to also pick up the sniper this round, and gets dropped very early. It's now a 3 versus 3, so still anybody's game, but it is a long uphill battle if you are a Turbulence fan here. They've got to win 4 in a row against the top team in the league currently, and that's gonna be no easy feat for any team. As you know, once again, we saw Impex, unfortunately, or well, not unfortunately, but for them, unfortunately, did drop that win to them on Tuesday. So
With that, the plant is going to go down onto A. No surprise. Sneaky, once again, finds the pick onto Slothy. It will be Space all by himself against the 2 remaining players for Fierce, and he's going to need to make a crazy clutch happen here. If they will be able to move on to around number 9, it's definitely not going to be an easy task. He gets the shot onto Renounce. The upside of that Arctic 50 stopping power is you don't have to aim for the head, don't have to aim for the upper body. You can shoot him in the foot. It's still a one-shot, but it doesn't matter. Sneaky's going to win the gunfight right there, and it will be Fierce getting the 2-0 win in our second matchup of the night.
yeah, that was a big game for Fierce. Again, they would have been the favorited team going into that matchup, but Turbulence is a team that is pretty much right at the top of Division 2. So Fierce keep their win streak up. They are now, I believe, at 90 points. Yep, they will be at 90, and that will leave Turbulence tied with Tribe at 60 for Division 2.
Yeah, a really solid game right there for Sneaky, going more than triple positive. Definitely one of the big contributing factors for the easy win, going up against a Turbulence team that has seemed to be close to unstoppable so far this season. So Fierce appearing to be their kryptonite as we do take a look at the standings right here. Fierce miles ahead of the rest of the competition in Division 1, 40 points ahead of Violence, 50 points ahead of Infinix, which is not something I thought I would hear in Season 4, and 70 points ahead of Xset, the 4th place team, seeming like they may have already secured a spot at least in the semifinals with the way that they're playing right now. And obviously Turbulence would have liked to at least be able to get 10 points out of that. We'll see whether or not Tribe is able to make the pass against them, and we could very well see Nova Imperium getting past them as well if they're able to get the 2-0 tonight. Taking a look at the schedule real quick, they will be going up against Violence, who also has a lot on the line. They are competing for one of those top 3 spots in Division 1, which has not been quite as competitive, and right now they are in the number 2 spot, so they would like to be able to maintain that. But for Nova Imperium, there's a lot more on the line just because there are so many teams up at the top of Division 2 right now. This is definitely going to be a really crucial game for them.
Yeah, absolutely, Bobby. And, I do want to make note here that, we saw some underperformance a little bit, or, well, I mean, I guess he ended up top fragging for the team, but we saw some questionable attachments on a Kilo earlier, but one we should look out for is Velo in previous seasons has run the Iron Sights Kilo and been an absolute monster with it. So keep an eye out for Velo, see if we see any of the Kilo come out for him. Obviously, Mason over here will be their primary sniper, so that will be something to look out for as well, because Mason has got a tough game ahead of him going up against Nova Imperium, in which, I mean, pretty much this whole roster could pick up a sniper and pretty much be a top-tier sniper. The swag, the likes of High, I mean, I guess we don't see Vague snipe too much, but we've definitely seen Zealous snipe in the past as well. Vague has actually been a bit more on the shotgun train up until this season.
Up until the nerfs.
Up until the nerfs, exactly.
Yeah, just waiting for one player for Nova Imperium to hop in. The Violence team has been very they've been very up and down. Whenever they're on a hot streak, they seem to be unbeatable, but they've also had their low points as well. We've seen Mason pick up the sniper and be really big for them, and we've also seen, like you said, Velo and Decoy have had their big games. Undy is a player that's been in Mobile Mayhem for a long time, so they've got some experience on that side as well, but going up against a team like Nova Imperium, we know they're really good. A lot of it's going to depend on whether or not they show up in the first 2 matches. It seems like there's been a lot of times where either in hardpoint, it's not even like a... It's tough to say, like, if there's one really weak spot as far as game modes go for Nova Imperium. It just seems like typically there's one where they just decide not to show up and they end up taking an L, and that's part of the reason that they are in the position they are instead of being at the top of Division 2. They're really trying to fight to stay in that battle, but we do have all of our players readied up. We are good to go for Game 1, which is going to be a hard point on Standoff.
Yep, Standoff, a pretty big opportunity. Swag, obviously, will likely play some respawn sniper early on. We'll have to see if Mason makes that decision as well. We'll at least see them on the starting platform here pull out snipers, but we do often see them switch off for this map after the first push. It actually looks like we may have high sniping, so no, just started on it.
And we got Will pulling out the GKS right there. He is going to get a beam off top of tank right there, and actually setting his team up well. We do get 4 points on the hill for Nova Imperium, but it is actually Violence fragging out right now in the kills department. You can see one player on the point is Vague. He'll be able to hop in. He's still sticking with the shotgun despite the nerfs. You'll love to see it right there. Sticking to his guns, and Mason actually going to turn on him with a sniper right there. He's top frag right now with 4 kills on the board.
Yeah, Mason doing a great job so far. Vague, as you mentioned, sticking with the sniper despite them being nerfed, making it look like they were never nerfed as he picks up another double kill for himself and is going to help take the lead now for the side of Nova. Man, Vague popping off right now.
I really thought Mason was about to hit the ridiculous 2-piece on the inside of gas station. I wish he had. But like you said, Vague going in with the shotgun right now. He's got 6 kills on the board. 7 kills on the board in Nova Imperium. Despite not really having a super strong kill start, having some good time on the hill and making those rotations that they need to make over to P2 as well. They got one player on the inside holding it down for the time being in Hacks, the OBJ player for the team, and he's content to just chill up top and continue stacking up those points as the kills not really converting right now for Violence.
Vegas, nasty.
Starting to stack up for Nova Imperium. He's up to 9 kills on the board. Making use of those smokes. He is going to get taken out by Velo, and we will now have some time on the hill for Violence.
Yeah, it has been fairly one-sided as far as the time goes over to the side of Nova, but we do have that changing a little bit now as Violence are picking up some trickle here at the end. Unfortunately for them, Nova are very up in the kill game right now, and actually Vague's not running...
He's not using persistence.
Which is kind of wild to have a shotgun and a...
I think, if I had to guess, probably a big reason for that is because the swap out for persistence is lightweight, and so especially when you're using a shotgun class, having that extra mobility is a really big factor. So if I had to guess, probably that is the main reason for it. But as you can see right now, not really hurting Nova Imperium all that much. He's already got his Annihilator. Picks up 2 frags right off the bat right there, making the rotation over toward Tractor as well. Won't spot, Dad, take it back. Will spot the player in the corner. Velo's going to drop right there. They're already pushing out to make rotations toward P4. He's going to be able to take out Mason.
Oh, orbital.
Gosh.
Oh.
Very nearly had the advanced, or whatever it was that he was close to getting right there, but 18 kills on the board for Vague.
Yeah, I mean, Vague, the only one on his team in double digits, and he's approaching 20 kills. That's huge. That is nutty, especially using a gun that was just what most would have considered nerfed nearly into the ground. Mason is the closest person to him in kills with 11, so I mean, Vague is just playing crazy right now for this standoff hardpoint.
Yeah, and the feed right now is pretty much all Nova Imperium. Will, fortunately, able to get a frag on the inside of the hard point to prolong this a little bit longer, but Zealous will be waiting for him on the other side, the next Nova Imperium player to move into double digits. They could win it on this hill if they're able to hold it down. It's going to be a difficult hold right now, especially with the number of Violence players pushing in. They're going to be able to get control. Mason holding down that side angle with the sniper, which is... once again, not something we typically see, but yeah, just COD timing. That's what it comes down to right there. Hex is going to pull out the Annihilator. Been pretty hit or miss in recent weeks, but if you look at his score relative to his teammates, even then, not too bad. Zealous and Vague, the only players top fragging over him, so having a solid game, especially as the OBJ player. He's going to lay down some chopper shots over onto the back alley and looking to find a frag onto the Annihilator player in Will. He'll get it right there. A player weak heading over to the hard point. Only 15 more seconds needed for Nova Imperium to close this one out.
Yeah, this is looking like Nova are going to pick up a pretty convincing round one of standoff hardpoint. Albeit a pretty average performance for a lot of the Nova side. Vague popped off super hard, gave his team a lot of opportunity as far as rotations go. He was also a pretty keen anchor, and as you mentioned, even though he wasn't using persistence, it was because he opted to go with lightweight, which in the end I do think actually did help out. I mean, granted, he was pretty close to an orbital a couple times, or advanced UAV. I don't remember what it's called in COD Mobile, just to be blatantly honest with you, but again, even though he was close a couple times, I think he carried a lot more weight in being able to anchor some of those spawns for his team, making those really long outside edge map rotations and making them in a feasible amount of time. I mean, for example, the one where he was pushing over towards Bakery, I mean, he was even able to turn on Velo there that was waiting on the corner for him. So big plays for Vague, and we'll have to see if Violence are able to turn things around in Search and Destroy. Again, that will... unfortunately, if you are Violence, go a little bit heavily in favor of the team with the stronger snipers, which, as good as Mason has been in the past, I do still have to give the advantage to Nova.
Yeah, and with that being said, the Search and Destroy was the map that Nova Imperium lost on Tuesday, so typically we expect them to be the stronger Search and Destroy team, but sometimes those sniper first bloods don't always convert into round wins. We'll see if they can perform a little more consistently and find ways to make that happen. We know that High and Swag are able to usually get those first bloods, but I mean, on a map like Crossfire, it's going to be really difficult to get any type of a push in with good snipers on the map. If you got two of them, I don't know that there's going to be any way that Violence is going to be able to make any type of a push, especially on the defensive side. Typically, you think of the offensive side being the one to make the push, but a lot of times you do need to get players up into the A side and try to get into position before the snipers can take you out. More than likely going to be a lot of smokes in play, as we will have Violence trying to secure that position and slow down the push from Nova Imperium, but it's definitely not going to be an easy one, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on Mason to try to find those first bloods and make things a little bit easier on his teammates.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking to try. Again, if you're Mason, you're not probably super excited to have to go up against Swag, High, and Zealous. I mean, they're names that are dominant in both Search and Destroy as well, just in the sniper field. Again, we've seen Zealous from Season 1 where he did dabble with the sniper a little bit, definitely switch off of that role, but still one that, if a sniper gets dropped, Zealous can pick one up and definitely make use of it. Hacks, a really strong OBJ player here for the side of Nova as well. Vague, obviously having a phenomenal day so far. We'll have to see what he opts to use for Crossfire Search and Destroy. A little bit more open, long range of a map as opposed to close range, shy of once you get into buildings. So we'll have to see if he sticks with the shotgun and just tries to beat the enemy into those tight corridors, or if he's going to switch into something, maybe an AR or a submachine gun. I don't think we've gone over the bans for this matchup yet, but just so everybody knows, the weapon bans were the DRH for Nova Imperium and the HVK for Violence.
Yep, definitely two understandable bans, especially as those are two of the most used guns in competitive play right now. It does look like we got all of our players readied up, and we should be good to go to hop into Search and Destroy on Crossfire. And we do see over on the offensive side, we've got Nova Imperium, so typically, I mean, I wouldn't even say there's one side or another that gives snipers the advantage. A lot of times it does just turn into a snipe off, and we actually see two players, make it maybe three players rocking snipers off the start. For Violence, we see Decoy, Undy, and Mason all holding snipers. I don't know if Decoy did actually make that switch away. Undy trying to find the first blood through the corner right there, and it will be Swag finding the first frag onto Velo, as it does appear I have a game crash.
Unfortunate. So far, it is just the 1-for-1 trade. Make that a 2. Make that a 3-for-1 trade as Decoy Mason popping off finds a double kill. It's now going to be Vague with the Cordite alone, and he is very, very hurt as he does take a couple shots from Will there. And it will be the last player alive for Nova in a really rough spot. They've got all three of the members kind of closing in on him at this point. Undy's got the pistol out, looking for the kill, but it is going to be Vague winning that trade. Now a 2 versus 1 in favor of Violence. Oh, is that going to be a 1v1? It is now a 1v1 as Vague picks up another kill. It is now Decoy, the lone member of Violence, up against Vague, the remaining member of Nova. They've seen each other. They know what's going on. Decoy does have bomb down, so Decoy can really just wait out the timer here. Does get the kill onto Vague, however, as Vague crosses the street. So round 1 is going to go in favor of Violence.
Yeah, that's a really big round for them, especially for Decoy picking up 3 frags. Mason showing his sniper presence. Able to get 2 right there. We'll see if he's able to get the first blood as he makes the cross. Actually doesn't even go for the mid snipe right there, and yet to see any first blood for either team. And I take it back, Zealous pulling out the sniper like we said before. He's going to be able to drop Decoy off the start. Velo getting the FHJ trade onto Vague. Undy hitting a snipe onto Hex as well. And once again, Violence will be up a man, make it 2 players off the start as he takes out Zealous right there. High and Swag, the only players left, but we know that these are 2 players that you got to talk about their snipes, you know? Swag's going to be able to take out Undy. Unfortunately, Velo able to take out High, but Swag doing work of his own. Gets a 2-piece. Will he be able to make it a 3? He's not going to be able to do so. Not able to land the quick scopes onto Velo. And it'll actually be Violence taking the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and this is a really, really big showing coming out of Violence here, especially after Nova were able to come through with such a strong win in Game 1. So Nova definitely need to pick things up here. I mean, again, a lot of this could be chalked up to, a lot of these players, regardless of team, probably still not hugely used to playing on Crossfire. It's new to Mobile Mayhem this season. Decoy once again making a outrageously strong push up B-side and does pay for it. That was a bit of an unfortunate position for them to be in. It's now a 4-3 advantage for the side of Nova. And Nova now have the bomb planted as well. High finds another kill onto Undy there. Will get traded out by Velo. 3-2 with 30 seconds on the clock.
Heck, Zealous and Swag all alive right now, and the bomb is down. They're in a good position, but Velo finds a big one. Zealous is going to be able to take out Mason. It's going to be Velo all by himself. He does have a QQ9 in the surrounding area to the bomb site, and the clock is ticking down. Not a whole lot he's going to be able to work with. Zealous will spot him right there, takes him out with the pistol. Nova Imperium finally able to take their first round win of the game, and that'll move us to 2-1 as they seemed a little bit more confident in their strategy on that push right here. Seems like for the most part, neither of the teams really going for those initial picks, and for the most part coming down to smoke plays is going to be Swag spotting Will just barely, but Undy able to get the quick trade in right there. That is going to be huge, dropping one of the most important snipers on the opposing team. 4 players remain for each team. Undy very nearly spots High over by the bomb site, but won't be able to do so quite yet. Pushing up pretty aggressively right now. Not something that you typically see the sniper do, and Mason's going to be able to take out High. Now, almost no sniper presence. Obviously, a sniper in the hands of Vague and Zealous, but not terribly experienced. However, Vague's going to be able to take out Velo. Trip mine kill coming in. Mason's going to take out Zealous, but hacks with the trade onto Undy, and now Mason all by himself. He's going to need to make something crazy happen. Won't spot the player on the bomb site or Vague crossing over. He might know where he is. He does not know. He is dead in his tracks right there, and that'll allow Nova Imperium to even things up at 2-2.
Yeah, and Nova definitely need this win here. They can't really afford to give up a single win. I mean, even if they went into a game 3 or round 3 and won it, it's 10 points. We talked about them right at the beginning. This is a team that we would have expected to be at the top of Division 2, Bobby, and they have been struggling down at the bottom for quite some time. This will be the last round for the Nova offense, and then they lose control of Bomb. And I think that's kind of a big advantage that they would have had going into this matchup that they have just not been making great use out of. Vague and it looks like Velo? No, Vague and Will are gonna like cross each other's paths there, and just neither one of them saw each other.
And it will be a 1-man advantage for Nova Imperium. They actually had a 2-man advantage, but Velo able to get the frag onto Vague right there. Swag spots a player from behind. Velo will drop. Now a 1v3. Will all by himself and has yet to pick up a frag in the game so far. Seems unlikely at this point. Will spot a player on the back of the vehicle, and Swag's going to drop him quickly right there. And just like that, what was a 2-0 lead for Violence, now a 3-2 lead for Nova Imperium.
Yeah, Nova doing a great job turning this around. They're hoping to bump themselves up to 60 points. And in for Division 2, what that would mean for them is they would essentially be able to tie Tribe and Turbulence off of a... Or no, actually, I believe they would take a 10-point lead over Tribe and Turbulence if they were able to get a 2-0 win here. So they desperately need to pick this one up in a 2-0 because Tribe are obviously yet to play. Fortunately for them, Turbulence did get shut out 2-0 versus Fierce in the last matchup.
And Will finally able to find a couple frags as he's able to take out High as well. Now a 2v2, him and Decoy against the couple remaining players of Nova Imperium. Vague finding the frag onto Decoy, a 1v2 for Will. Proning over by the bomb site, and Will having some sort of weird movement right now. I don't know what exactly I'm seeing right now. He's actually going to be able to take out Zealous. Now a 1v1, but Vague is ready for the refrag. #1 refragger in all of Mobile Mayhem. And it will be Nova Imperium moving up to the 4-2 lead.
Yeah, and they, again, certainly need this, so I'm glad for them that they are coming online. But we've had some pretty big performances coming out of Mason and Velo right now on Violence, but as you mentioned, Will struggling, actually had a really strong round in the last round. I mean, as you had mentioned, he had not found a single kill and then found 3, so definitely need to see him come online a little bit more consistently. Vague does lose that gunfight to Will there as well. Now just Velo and Will up against High, Zealous, and Swag. All 3 members of Nova have snipers out. Swag is gonna find one.
Ooh, big frag coming in for Velo. Now on a 1v2, a little more manageable. High's gonna spot him right there with his position given away. Not a great spot to be in. He's used up all of his utilities, so he doesn't have a smoke, doesn't have a nade. He's gonna try to find the frag onto High. He's able to do so right there. It's a 1v1. He's been spotted by Zealous, but has the higher powered gun in the QQ9, and now looking to push the issue, may potentially make the rotation and just go for the bomb pickup right here, which is definitely a viable option. We do see Zealous now just perusing that top area, trying to spot Velo, and Velo's actually perfectly ready for him, predicted it. I mean, he couldn't have predicted it any better. He's going to be able to finish out the round right there. Clutches the 1v2. It will be a 3-4 with Nova Imperium still holding the lead.
It was a really big clutch for Velo there. They definitely needed it. They couldn't afford to give up the 5-2 lead to Nova Imperium. This is still anybody's game. Only one round separates these two teams. And Velo just popping off mad hard. 11 kills on the board. I imagine he's using the 10mm attachment for the QQ9, but I don't know if I have that information available to me at COD Mobile. Please and thank you.
Yeah, would love to be able to see that. I actually tested it out earlier, and I feel like the 45... So one major difference is the 10mm attachment actually slows down the rate of fire on the QQ9, so I've kind of gone back and forth on which I like to go with, and felt like the 45 was better, but obviously a lot of these players have not only different play styles, but also different recoil controls. A lot of them can control the recoil a lot better than I can, so... We do have Zealous picking up the first blood onto Mason, opening up a door for Nova Imperium right here. Will is going to be proning on the top side. Zealous finds Undy as well. It's a two-man advantage for Nova Imperium. Lots of shots every direction. Couple trades coming in. Velo will drop after getting the frag. Will trying to win the gunfight up here in the top side. He's not going to be able to make the shots happen.
Nice.
Swag will drop him, and it will be Decoy all by himself. He's able to take out Swag. What a beam right there. Trying to find the two-piece. He's able to make it happen against Hex, but he needs a reload right now. You can hear the pistol shots from the side. Now in a 1v2, making a 1v1. High's going to drop right there. He's all by himself against Zealous. One of the top fraggers in Mobile Mayhem, but definitely got to be on his heels right now. The bomb plant looking like it's going to go out. I don't think Zealous is going to find the angle to get the frag, and now the pressure is on for him. He's not able to land the shot onto Decoy. He's now rotating toward the backside, waiting for Zealous to make the first move. Could have been spotted right there. A risky shot, but he's able to land it, and the 1v4 goes in for Decoy, and just like that, we're tied up at 4-4.
Yeah, this is a great position to be in if you are Violence. You desperately want to push to a game 3 here. Give yourself another chance at life. Obviously, we did have Nova come through with a pretty strong victory in Hardpoint. And, you know, I do got to throw it out here. So sometimes it feels like Nova's biggest competitor, Bobby, is themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
Just to be blatantly honest, if they give a lot of rounds up that they didn't need.
It's happening again. Decoy just got a 2-piece. Very nearly gets a 3-piece. Oh, Vague's 1 HP somehow turns and gets the frag. To be honest, he shouldn't have gotten that kill, but a couple are going to come in right here. Velo's actually going to drop his Vague. It's a nice double quickscope, making a triple. Mason's now by himself against Zealous and Swag. But we've seen this before. We've seen Violence able to clutch these situations. He's going to spot Swag right there. For some reason, the wallbang actually doesn't land. With his position given up, this is going to get a lot more difficult. He's going to try to hop out the top of that B side and not going to spot anybody right there, hoping he could get the wallbang, but it's just not happening right now. And Swag making that rotation. He's actually going to go for the plant over on the A site. He's going to be able to get it down. I don't know if Swag's going to have the angle. He's not going to. Picks up a Locust as well in case... Honestly, I don't... Okay, he pulls up the GKS. That seems like the much better option instead of having the double sniper. And now waiting for the defuse to come in. Laying down shots. He gets the kill. Now a 1v1. Pulls out the sniper. He clutches the 1v2 versus Swag and Violence. Looking like they could make the comeback happen right now, as they are now at game point 5-4.
Yeah, this is a huge turnaround for the side of Violence. I mean, I would have absolutely just given this, even all things considered, to Nova in this matchup, but it has not so far been the case. Vague doing a great job, but I mean, even down into the final round here, I don't know. I feel like, again, Nova are their biggest competitors sometimes. I feel like
mean, that is 100% been the case so far. They should have had the easy clutch probably like a solid 5 minutes ago. So for the game to still be going on right now is just absolutely mind-boggling.
I mean, I feel like they continue to not take teams seriously that they should take seriously.
I mean, yeah, 100%, and it seems like it keeps happening in Search and Destroy, where they should have the easiest path. We do see Mason picking up the first blood onto Swag once again, playing it patient. He knows the angles they're probably going to be at. He's able to retreat and get the regen right here, but so many times they've got the sniper power. You know they can frag, but even with the lead that they had right now, they've just not been able to close this out.
Yeah, it looks like we do have a bomb down. I'm not sure Nova had vision on the actual bomb drop, so I don't know if they know it's down there. But it is now a 3-2 lead for the side of Nova. We do have bomb picked up by Mason as well. Mason is like literally sitting.
I don't know how he
right
didn't.
Next to Hack. Well, fortunately for him, Undy was able to pick up the kill and essentially save his life. Mason was about to walk into certain death.
He wants the. Oh my gosh! What a shot by Mason. He's now in a 1v1. Zealous, the only player left. He knows exactly where he needs to be looking. And Zealous, he's just waiting in a corner with a trip mine. He knows he only has to play for time. He's able to wait things out right there. And it will be a 5-5 as we get ready to hop into round number 11.
Destroy the objective. They have the bomb.
Yeah, definitely been a interesting game to say the least. It's been a while since we've seen 5 players cross the double digits in Search and Destroy, that being Decoy, Velo, Mason, Vague, and Swag. High is going to find a kill on to Decoy, gets traded out, but Zealous and Swag and Vague able to find back-to-back-to-back kills there. Vague found a double for himself. Now Will alone, and it's going to be Zealous picking up the final kill. And somehow Nova hold on long enough.
I thought for sure that Violence was going to get the dub right there, but somehow Nova Imperium comes away with the win. Vague and Swag combined for 26 kills. And by a hope and a prayer, they do come away with the win, 6-5 versus versus a Violence team that seemed to have all the right clutches at all the right times. They just did not have the right approach in that last round, and things fell apart pretty quickly. And it will be another 2-0 sweep as Nova Imperium comes out on top.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna be totally honest here, Bobby, I really wish Violence would have won that game.
Oh yeah, 100%. That was
I absolutely wished Violence would have won that
They
game.
had so many ridiculous clutches right there. Oh my gosh, I felt like they deserved it. Like with how much they were down in the fight that they put up, I would have loved to see them get the win right there and push it to a game 3. But man, oh man.
Yeah, they definitely worked for it. Pushed Nova all the way into game 11. Unfortunately, they did lose there. So no game 3 here for us team, but we will be getting us into the next matchup. Will be Tribe versus Gene. And the bans are for Tribe, the HVK, and for Gene, the Chopper. First matchup will be Crash Hardpoint.
Yep, this is definitely not one that is an inexperienced map for Tribe. We've seen them play this a lot, not only in Mobile Mayhem, but in Stage 4. They've got to be feeling pretty confident, especially with the HVK taken out of the equation. A lot of these Tribe players tend to just use off-meta guns anyway, so to have that eliminated from the equation is going to make things a lot simpler. Gene is a team that's relatively new to the scene. They've struggled a lot, not only in Mobile Mayhem, but also in Stage 4. So really right now trying to get their bearings. They've not yet picked up a win in Mobile Mayhem alongside of Strike Zone and Fearless. The 3 teams still stuck down at 0 points. They'd love to be able to get a win here, but especially given that we know they've gone up against... They haven't gone up against... Well, I don't know if they've gone... I don't think they went up against Tribe in Stage 4, but we know they've at least gone up against Tribe's competition and just haven't had a lot of success, but we also know they've been putting in a lot of practice, so we'll see if they can put up a fight right here as we do get ready to hop into Hardpoint on Crash. Just waiting for the rest of our Gene players to load in, and we should be good to hop into game number 4.
Yeah, and with that win from Nova Imperium, that will put them up currently in first place of Division 2. Up over Turbulence, who lost their matchup against Fierce earlier, so Nova Imperium at 70. Tribe tied now for second place with Turbulence, and obviously they still have a matchup to play, so this game is really important for Tribe. They at least need to win a 2-1 to tie Nova Imperium for first. But they certainly can't afford to lose here. They certainly can't afford to lose here, especially up against newcomers to the block that are currently sitting in last place. So you definitely don't want to be the number 1 team in the division and lose to the number 5 team in the or 6 team in the division.
Yeah, I would definitely be shocked to see Tribe take an L right here. We know they're good. They're at the top of the most competitive division right now. If they get the 2-0, they will be solidly in first place, especially if we take a look at the standings real quick. With Turbulence not able to get a win tonight, that would put them completely in first place by themselves, as that would move them up to 80 points. If they're able to get the 2-0 up against Gene Gaming, they got most of their starting roster in. They are missing Tectonic right now, who's been their most consistent player, but Marshy as a substitute is definitely not a bad one to have. So we'll see what they can do as we get ready to hop into Hardpoint on Crash. Just waiting on Leon and Little B. And then we should be good to go.
Yeah, and if I am correct, are we doing 5 matches today, Bobby?
We are doing 5, yes.
5 matches today.
Infinix versus Fearless will be the final one.
Can't miss that one.
Oh, yeah. Fearless looking to get their first win, and Infinix, they got some work to do. They're probably further back in the standings than they should be.
Infinix have certainly been struggling, and it's hard to say that because even in the games that they lose, it looks like they do pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of what really led to the situation on Monday where they did lose so heavily in respawn to Fierce is one, that Fierce has just been popping off super hard in respawn, but specifically when you have a team full of really high profile slayers, and that being Tempo, Tatio, Dante has been a absolutely crazy pickup for Infinix so far. Envoy as well, Yuji, and Cheto is your top respawn fragger for the day. Not a great look. Now, fortunately for them, Cheto being at the top of his game came through strong for them in I don't remember what map it was on, but they did win the search and destroy up against Fierce, so kind of weighing it out there a bit, but definitely got to see Infinix kind of push their A game a little bit more. I mean, they're a team that we normally see dominate in the open season. That has not been the case this season. They are sitting down at 40 points under Fierce's 90, under Violence's 50. I mean, it's just definitely not where you would expect them to be.
Yeah, to see them behind Violence, and Violence could have very well snatched the game away from Nova Imperium right there. So Violence playing definitely better than they were expected to coming into the season. But at the same time, you do not expect them to be at the same level of Infinix just because they're consistently at the top 2 in all of Mobile Mayhem. So to see them that far back, like if you look at the grand scheme of things in standings, right now, Fierce, Violence, Nova Imperium, Tribe, Turbulence, and Gravity are all ahead of Infinix, and they're tied with Exiled. So to have that many teams ahead of them is very surprising to see, but at the same time, they do have a matchup up against Fearless that will likely be relatively easy for them, especially given that Fearless is yet to pick up their first win. but they've also had some struggles as far as consistency goes. So we do have all of our players readied up. We are good to go for game number 4 of the night, Tribe Gaming versus Gene.
Yeah, and we would expect this to be pretty heavily in favor of Tribe. Tribe have, once again, kind of had the best season that they've had in Mobile Mayhem since switching over from, it was what, Omen League before?
Yeah, Omen Challenger Series, yeah.
Omen Challenger Series, yeah. So, Tribe did okay in Mobile Mayhem Season 1. And it was very, very quickly downhill for them into Season 2. Season 3, they struggled exceptionally hard as well. And they've had a pretty big opening here in Season 4 so far. Again, they were the leading team in Division 2. And I believe if you are Tribe or a Tribe fan, you are certainly looking for them to pick up what we would consider to be a pretty free and easy win for them. Which, so far, not looking to be the case, Bobby, but still very early on Crash Hardpoint.
Yeah, and I believe Snipes is a new player for Gene Gaming. Either that or I just haven't been paying close enough attention, but he is sniping in Respawn, so looking like he's hoping to live up to his name. We do see control of the 3-story going to Tribe, which not too surprising to see. Not too concerned with the time on the hill going over to Gene Gaming. They will be up 14 points off the start, but typically control of the 3-story, the most important factors. We do have Leon actually pulling out the RPD. He's going to get taken out by Codeine over inside of Delhi, and that will send him respawning back toward pallets right here and setting up pretty well to control 3-story as well as to control P2. We do have Childs down there as well, and Tribe seeming to be pretty in control with Piano picking up a couple big frags on the inside of the hardpoint. Snipe finding one as well, but Leon just continues to spray. He's going to get taken out by Piano, and just like that, we are tied up with Tribe continuing to take upward, and Gene Gaming, just no real good points of entry to this hardpoint.
Yeah, but they actually have been doing quite well as far as the kills go, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Tribe right now only about 12 points ahead, and in fact lose their points here on this hard point. This is going to give opportunity over to the side of Gene, where they are actually going to be able to take the lead off of this hard point. And again, they I believe they're leading in kills, not by much, but about 1 or 2 right now. So.
Yeah, and for Tribe to allow an ICR, which is typically like a long-range assault rifle, to single-handedly push into that hard point and taken away from the players that are guarding it is a little surprising to see. We see some frags coming in right here. Little B finding some frags as well as Child, so they will retake control of P3 right now, and they're set up pretty well, but they haven't been defending terribly well, and if you're a Tribe fan, you got to be expecting. Gene's one of the, no disrespect to Gene, but they're one of the newer teams. They've struggled a lot in Mobile Mayhem. They've yet to get a win. So for the game to be as close as it is right now is a little bit surprising for Tribe, and they are actually set up pretty well to make a push in right here. Little B and Marshy finding a couple frags to shut down the push relatively quickly, and just like that, they are up by 35 points, but Tribe just not really looking great right now.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty rough for Tribe. Lil B, who has been one of the top fraggers for the team all this season long, as well as towards the end of last season, is struggling to get kills on the board right now, only about 5. He has opted to go once again with, I don't know why I can never remember the name of it.
The DRH?
No, the Ballistic Shield?
Yeah, Ballistic Shield, yeah.
Ballistic Shield. So we actually saw him make pretty good use of that on Summit Hardpoint last week, or last Tuesday. But 2 days ago on Tuesday. Sorry guys, I'm just coming off a pretty bad migraine from yesterday, so a little slow.
And we actually see Gene Gaming taking control of P4 right here. So once again, not something we really expect to see. We do have Bolu making the push in with the Annihilator right there. He's going to be able to take out Overtaked, and will take control of the hard point, but only getting 20 seconds. Still a relatively close game. Actually might get wallbanged right here and staying alive with 5 HP. He's going to need to get that regen pretty quickly. And 2 players making the push. If you're Gene right now, this is probably not the right move. Snipes actually gets stuck with the thermite, which is really unfortunate, so they're not able to get any of that scrap time, and that push over onto P4, just not a great decision. They would have been much better off setting up for P5. Such a tough break, and with them making that late push, could have very well opened up an opportunity for Tribe to go ahead and win this in the first rotation of the hard points.
Yeah, and they do have time on the board to win it on this hard point. They don't have much time to afford. If Gene are able to get in here for 7 or 8 seconds of contesting, then they have a chance to push things a little bit further, but I don't see that being the case. Marshy and Childs picking up some kills there in mid. Leon popping off super hard here today for Tribes, with a bit of an unconventional gun as well.
He's using what most people would consider to be one of the worst weapons in the game, but the nice thing about the RPD is you pretty much never have to reload it with a base mag size of 100, so he's just able to continuously spray. We do see Tribe coming away with the win. Gene Gaming could have put up a much better fight than they did. Them making that much of a push toward P4 with only 15, maybe 10 seconds left on the point was a really big mistake, if you ask me. So that allowed Tribe to get the win easily, but definitely not a convincing win for Tribe, and you gotta wonder if they might need a little bit of G Fuel in their system or something to try to turn that confidence around, because they just did not seem super confident in that game.
Yeah, they definitely didn't. They struggled for a long time to come online, but fortunately they were able to secure quite a bit of time on the 2 corner hardpoints, which, I mean, we often revere to, Bobby, as, you know, some of the hardest hardpoints to break. The respawns are very punishing. The angles to get in are incredibly difficult, with the angles to defend from inside. We saw Bolu pop off super hard, and really, really defend heavily on the 1 corner while his team was able to make the rotation over. And they went into P5 with, I think, just under 100 points, like 98, 99
yeah, I think
points
it was
on
like
the board.
96 or something, yeah.
Yeah, so they really set themselves up in a great position to win on, again, moving into another incredibly difficult hard point to push. That being that Crash just has no, like, clear straight through from 1 corner of the map to the other. It's a lot of zigzag back and forth. A lot of openness where we've seen, for example, Childs, Leon, Marshy were able to get some really good crossfire there in the middle, and just really punish those long, difficult respawns from the side of Gene.
Yep, we do have all of our players readied up, so we are good to go for Search and Destroy on firing range. For everybody asking what the weapon bans are for this matchup,
Oh, I was just putting it in the chat.
Yeah, probably the main reason that we saw Leon use the RPD is because the chopper has been banned by Gene Gaming. Tribes ban, obviously, the HVK, the most broken weapon in the game, outside of maybe the Akimbo Fennec, which is banned throughout all of Mobile Mayhem, so that is the primary reason that you saw those weapon choices. We will have Gene Gaming on the offensive side off the start. No surprise to see Snipes sniping, and we'll see if he can find the first blood. It's actually Little B finding the first frag.
Yeah, no, good gunfight for him.
Yeah, that's going to be a big frag for him, taking out Childs. Now 4 players apiece, and with that happening, more than likely, both teams going to sit back and try to play for picks right now. I don't think he realizes that Bolu is actually over by 10 right now trying to find that pick. He's not going to be able to land the shot right there. He's going to be forced to make that reposition over on the backside of spawn. Trying to find the shot across mid, but nobody there waiting for him. And still, we got Gene Gaming playing it pretty passive, waiting for another frag to come in. The smokes are going to go out. It looks like they are going to go for the plant over onto the A site. Overtake is going to put the bomb down, and the thermite is perfectly placed. For some reason, he tries to stick the plant. That was absolutely not the right move right there. It will be a 1-man advantage for Tribe Gaming.
Enemy in sight.
Little B sending out the thermite. I heard him talk the other day about how much people talk about his thermites, and you see exactly why right there as he takes out Codeine. And even though the bomb's down, he's going to hit the shot onto Snipes. Piano all by himself. He's trying to get the frag, but I don't think he's got the time, even if he wanted to push it. He does! He takes out the defuse, but Little B waiting for him with the sniper. He's going to land the shot right there, gets the defuse himself. 4 kills for him in round number 1. It will be a 1-0 lead for Tribe Gaming.
Yeah, Piano is having a surprisingly strong game here on the side of Team Gene. As you mentioned, Lil B kind of talks about him being known for the thermites, and really showed us quite a bit. I mean, I think he picked up like 3 or 4 kills with thermite in the last game, and then doing a great job here so far in Search and Destroy as well. He's got the sniper out for his team, as well as Bolu sniping, which is not something we see very often. So.
Yeah, we've got Snipes, does pick up the first blood onto Childs right there, so that's going to be big for him. Can't find the wall bang. A little bit surprising, we haven't seen a more aggressive approach right here. We do see him taking out Marshy right there as well. That's going to be big. Now a 2-man advantage for Gene Gaming. He's trying to spot somebody through the wall right there, but Bolu is able to win the gunfight.
Oh,
just
there was
like
a collateral there.
And yep, it's going to be Tribe now down 2 players. Little B's still alive, but all by himself. Versus the 4 remaining players, he does get the shot onto Codeine. That's going to be a big one, but the bomb plant is going down. Piano with 4 frags on the board already, able to make it happen right there. Little B waiting for the rotation from Tin side, but it looks like everybody pretty well set up over on A. And Little B going to be forced to make the first move. He's going to hit the shot onto Jesus Can Save You. What a shot right there. Now looking to make the push. He's going to push in with a pistol. Perfect shots onto Overtake. Gets the QQ9. Very nearly turns on the Piano, but he's able to win the gunfight and avoid absolute disaster as Little B turning into a wrecking ball right there. He's already got 7 kills on the board.
Defend the objective.
Yeah, and again, Lil B has been a top fragger for this Tribe roster towards the end of last season and this season, and it carries through here today. Marshy, Childs, and Leon all struggling pretty hard. Bolu as well. I mean, 2 kills on the board is not bad for round 2. I mean, I guess you could chalk it up to all of the kills just getting soaked by Lil B, but Piano had a really big clutch for his team there. 4 kills in the first round, and then able to pick up the last kill in that round when they needed him to. Jesus is going to pick up the kill onto Bolu there, so that's going to give a player advantage for the side of Gene. And it's kind of interesting to watch Tribe develop their skills a little bit from Season 1 to now, because you know, before we would have considered them to be a stronger respawn team, and I absolutely think they're an incredibly dominant search and destroy team now, Bobby. So big shift for them. Lil B is able to pick up kill number 8 onto Snipes.
Yep, and looking to find the shot through the smoke. Unfortunately, nobody waiting over there for Gene, and they're still content to sit back. Childs actually pushes, and it ends up being a mistake as Piano's going to find frag number 6. Only 3 rounds played so far, so a great game for him so far as well. Marshy with a little bit of COD timing right there, unpeaks the angle at the worst possible time, and Piano's going to push in. He'll find the frag, a 1-man advantage for Gene Gaming once again, but just like that, Little B has got something to say about it. 9 kills for him so far. COD timing comes in once again as the player slides in right as he unscopes, but he's going to land the shot onto Piano. Jesus Can Save You, going to be the only player remaining right here. He's got an AR and a sniper. He's not able to land the shots onto Leon, who picks up his first kill of the game, and it will be a 2-1 lead for Tribe off the start.
Yeah, it was a great round. I mean, we're 3 rounds in, Lil B has 10 kills on the board. That's pretty huge.
That's absolutely ridiculous. He's going to go for a 20 at this pace.
Yeah, I mean, between him and Piano both playing incredibly hard, this are incredibly top tier. This could be a very close game. Especially Tribe does lose Lil B. Lil B pushes out a little too aggressive, takes off a little more than he can chew there. Piano picks up the kill onto him. Jesus able to pick up a kill onto Childs as well. This might be a 2-2 now for the side of Gene if they're able to close this one out. Leon making good rotation behind.
Yeah, and Leon had good spot with the echo right there. Couldn't have been set up any better. Bolu's actually going to find a frag with a snipe. He finds another one on the snipes right there. What looked to be a Gene Gaming round crumbles quickly as Tribe absolutely decimates them. the two remaining Tribe players just completely picked them apart, and that was actually a great round for them. It seemed like it was going to be tied up at 2-2, but just like that, we are at 3-1. Little B probably going to play a little more passive on this one after getting wrecked pretty quickly, and even though he's got 10 kills through the first 8 rounds with the sniper, or through the first 4 rounds with the sniper, excuse me, he's actually pulling out the GKS right here. Overtake is going to get second blood, and Marshy and Leon will both be down. Thermite is going out, plant going in, and the Thermite will not land right now, so it is all pressure on for Tribe Gaming.
Yeah, Tribe in a little bit of a rough spot, but they were able to win last round as well, being down 2 members, so we'll have to see if they're able to pull it through together now. Jesus is going to get a double kill for them. It's now Lil B versus 4 members of the side of Gene. I think this is very likely to just be a Gene match. I don't think 20 seconds is enough time for Lil B to pick up 4 kills and a defuse. Finds 1 and does get dropped by COD in there, so it is going to be a 3-2 lead, still in favor of Tribe, but Gene not going to bed easy here.
Yeah, and this could very well be the other way around right now. It seemed like Gene had what they needed to be able to close out that last round, and it was just some big plays from a couple of Tribe players to be able to close that one out. First blood is going to come in for Little B as he's going to take down Overtake. The plant is going to go in. The pressure will be on. Not too surprising to see them playing aggressive off the start. Marshy will find Coding. Now a 2-man advantage. A couple snipers still in play, so they have the opportunity to play for picks, but with Childs taking out Piano, it is now only snipers in play. Jesus trying to land the shot on the inside of Trailer, but it's not going to happen right there. Can't take out Leon either. Snipes is going to be all by himself. He is able to get the frag onto Leon, but with that many players pushing, he really doesn't stand a chance. And just like that, Tribe Gaming takes the 4-2 lead.
Yeah, this is a great spot for Tribe to be in. Again, they desperately need to get the 2-0 here because they are in a very tight race in Division 2. Just to go over some of those points again with you guys real quick at the beginning of this round. Nova and Imperium are sitting at 70. Turbulence lost 2-0 to Fierce earlier, which leaves them at 60. And if Tribe are able to pick up the 2-0 here, that will put them up to 80 points. And they will finally be in uncontested first place for Division 2, which is a place we haven't seen Tribe for a very long time.
Yep, and Little B playing a really big role for that so far. We do have 1 player down, and Marshy just barely alive as he's going to be able to regen with 5 HP. Cody is going to be able to take out Leon, and now a 5v3 for them. Little B is able to find the frag, as does Childs, and just like that, we're evened up to 3 players apiece. He's going to spot Overtake right there, somehow not able to land the frag, but... Oh, Overtake turns on him right there! Marshy gets the refrag, and actually he finds another one at the same time. That's going to be huge. Spots Jesus can save you on the inside of Tin. The plant's going to go down, but it's a 1v1. Marshy making some huge plays so far. Obviously, Jesus can save you with a sniper in hand. Just trying to find the shot onto Marshy. Somehow can't make it happen right there. It looked like the perfect opportunity. Marshy's actually going to slide the corner, but won't overexpose quite enough to give him the opportunity. Now sliding the backside once again. He's got a head glitch to work with, trying to land the shot, but it's not an easy one. Only 14 seconds. Marshy really just has to play time at this point, and he's going to fake the defuse. Marshy behind in the perfect spot. There's not really much of an opportunity. Missing that quick scope. Marshy teabagging. He knows even if he dies, they've got the round win. Tribe will now go up 5-2, and they could close things out right here and take the 2-0 win.
Yeah, Marshy did a great job playing time there. Jesus may have picked up his kill number 10. Not sure justifies teabagging when you still lose the round, but more power to you. So, this is very, very looking like a prime opportunity for Tribe to close things out 2-0. Again, this would put them in first place in Division 2, which is a place we have not seen them for quite some time. I mean, Lil B, just massively, massively carrying for Tribe right now. Marshy did have a really big round for them last round, though. As well as Bolu picking up a kill here and there. I mean, Bolu, again, we do not see him sniping very often, so it's definitely interesting to see him opt to use a sniper this round, or this game.
Yeah, and actually consistently going with it, which usually we see him mess around with it like a round or two, but for him to use it for the entirety of the game is not something we see very often. Obviously, Little B doing the majority of the work, and I mean, not even doing the majority of it with the GKS. Most of his frags have come in with the sniper, so I'm a little bit surprised to see the roles the way that they are right now, but it's working for Tribe, so they're going to stick with it for the time being. Very, very passive approach. They are going to finally make the push over toward the B site. Bolu perfectly positioned to land the snipe onto Snipes. They are now up a man and well positioned to get the plant down over onto the B site. A couple players drop for each team. Bolu's going to put the plant down right here onto B. They're up a man, and the pressure is on once again as Jesus Can Save You trying to find the snipe over on to that that tires angle. He's actually going to find Childs right there. Now getting pushed from the backside, hoping his teammates can clutch things up right here. Players dropping left and right. Tribe's going to be able to close things out. Marshy finds a beautiful two-piece, and they will get the win for the game and the match 6-2 in Search and Destroy.
Yeah, that was a great matchup for Tribe. That is going to put them up to 80 points, first place in Division 2. Gene, unfortunately, still unable to get points on the board, although they did have a couple players really shine here today in this matchup, that being Jesus Can Save You, and Piano as well played exceptionally well, despite how one-sided the scoreboard was there at the end, being a 6-2 win. I mean, Piano opened off the game really strong. Jesus Can Save You came through with a bunch of kills as well. Unfortunately, just not in a position where it was going to be enough to carry them to a game 3. But we do have one more matchup for you guys here today. The bonus matchup being Infinex versus Fearless. And just to hit the bans with you guys real quick, that's going to be Fearless has the QQ9 banned and Infinex banning the HVK.
Yeah, I think that's the first time that we've seen the QQ9 ban, which is a little bit interesting, but usually a couple players rocking it, so not too surprising to see. Usually we do see the higher ranked team banning the HVK just because it does so much to lower the skill gap, so not too surprising to see right there. Working on getting all of our players loaded in, and we should be good to go for our final matchup of the night.
Yeah, we don't often see anybody on Infinex use the QQ9, which is a little bit weird of a ban for me here out of Fearless.
I think it may have almost been like, hey, guys, what's a gun that none of us like, but maybe somebody on the other team might use? And they're like, oh, the QQ9. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it could
Yeah,
be.
we'll go ahead and ban that. Because honestly, the HVK, it's like the no-brainer to ban for the most part. And after that, for a lot of these teams, most of them do use similar metas like the DRHs that we see. A lot of teams using the GKS, which, to be honest, is a little bit surprising. There's not a whole lot of advantages that the GKS provides that you can't find in an AR, but it's working for a lot of them right now, so they're gonna stick with it.
Yeah, we should be getting you guys in here soon. This will be our last matchup of the night. I don't know if Zim, are you going to be streaming the off-stream match today or no?
Yeah.
All right. So after this, we will be. You guys should check out Zim. He's going to be streaming the off-stream matchup for the night, which I believe will be what, Exiled versus Xset.
Yes.
Yes, Exiled versus Xset. So.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Xset,
That should have been the game that was in place of game 1. What? Why didn't we have that one on stream? What? That would have been a good game. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's all right. It happens.
I mean, honestly, I'd love to just watch them all, but
Yeah.
time is a thing.
Time is of the essence, and I am leaving for an entire week, and I need to go crank out videos. So. I see Miney in chat trying to get sponsored by the Asus ROG. Okay. I got you, Zim. I got you. Okay. No worries.
That's fair.
All right, working on getting our 2 teams loaded in, and we will be good to go for our final match. What time is it? Let's see. Where is this? Honestly, like relative to when we usually finish, not too shabby. If I had to guess, pretty good chance that this is going to be a 2-0, especially given the fact Infinix is Infinix and Fearless is yet to pick up a win, but could very well be a 3-gamer if we do see some crazy plays coming out of Fearless. And also, oh, we got a Cheto raid. I didn't even know Cheto streamed on Trovo, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Is it like a... he may not know how to use the raid function yet. I think he just spammed the link in chat, but I appreciate it nonetheless. On the bright side, we haven't had any stream crashes so far today,
Hey.
so
That's good. That's good.
that's the first time that's happened in like months. Oh, a little bit tired. It's been a long day. I tell you what, chat. Playing COD Mobile Rank, it takes the energy out of you. When you just go up against HVKs and Akimbo Fenix all day, it'll do it to you.
Getting ready here to get you guys into the game pretty soon. That is a name we haven't seen in a while, Bobby.
Oh
coming in
yeah,
for Infinix.
making his return. Used
No
to be
Dante
one of the,
and
one
no
of the-
Tatio.
One of the oh wow, no Tatio. That's not something we've seen in a really long time for Infinix.
Ouch. Yeah, definitely a different lineup for the side of Infinix. Not very often we don't have Tatio here, but still, I mean, again, any single player on Infinix is honestly a starting player when you really boil it down to it. They've picked up Tempo, who's been, he was rookie of the season last season. Had some big performances, very very contested. Tatio for MVP in a lot of games. Dante this season they've picked up. He's been able to join them flawlessly, have some really big performances. Munoz, their old starter, gonna be filling in today. Gotta love seeing him back here a little bit for some action.
And actually some big frags coming in off the start over on Fearless. It is going to be Munoz perfectly lining up 2 players for Fearless in the top of Control Center, getting the 2-piece, and we do see some firing power coming back for Infinix as they are filling up the feed right now. And Riots is going to interrupt it a little bit, but it will be Infinix hopping on the hard point for the time being. Munoz controlling top of Control Center, trying to find shots below. The smoke will interrupt things for right now. Trophy system blocking things off, and Infinix continuing to take upwards. Nobody really having a crazy game, but just consistency across the board. Orbital's able to find his first frag onto Munoz, and Cheto finding a trade for himself onto Riots. Orbital's going to get spotted around the corner by Yuji. Infinix still maintaining that control, although we do have Lethal getting a big 2-piece in the top of Control Center, opening things up. Kind of a free-for-all as we get ready to hop into P2.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a pretty exciting opening game here. So far, it's been very back and forth, which we do see pretty frequently on Summit. Summit is going to boil down to hardpoints 3 and 4 are incredibly punishing. So keep an eye out for teams to be sending anchors over after this hardpoint. We do have Infinix taking a slight lead right now, as they have very dominant control over hardpoint 2.
Oh my gosh. Envoy is frying with the AGR right now, not missing a shot. We see Infinix has had probably the last... Honestly, they probably had the last 70 points. We saw Fearless get some points off the start, and ever since then, it has been all Infinix. As we do have Envoy trying to make the push into backside, Fearless trying as much as they can to not give up any control of spawns. They've been able to do so far, but in doing so, they've allowed Infinix to make the push into the hard point. Munoz is going to get the trip mine kill onto the inside right there, so even though we do have Fearless with control of the hard point, it looks like that might end up not going their way pretty soon. Riots will drop right there as well. Orbital trying to push back to make that securing position. He's going to be able to get the frag right there, so they've got hard point. They've got spawns for right now. Cheto on the backside of that pillar. That would have been a huge frag for him, but fortunately for Fearless, they've been able to control the hard point for right now. They'll be able to tick upwards at least for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and this is kind of unfortunate trickle points going over to the side of Fearless right now. Again, the punishing factor of this match, of this map specifically, is, I mean, just how far away the respawns are. Unless if they're able to get in and get a spawn flip here, you know, it's great that they were able to pick up 18 points there, but you know, it's going to be rough if they give up too much control to Infinix, especially if they lose this gunfight coming up. Cheto does get dropped by Lethal. That is big for the side of Fearless.
Yeah, a couple operators dropping for Infinix, and Fearless actually takes really good control. They got all 5 players over on spawn side right now. A couple players on the inside of the hard point. Envoy's going to drop right there. Munoz trying to make the push up into the hard point, but he's taking shots as well. He's going to drop to Lethal, and slowly ticking upward is Fearless, just barely losing that gunfight to Cheto, but he's not going to have a whole lot of HP to work with. And once again, they're controlling spawns. They're perfectly positioned. They still got a man on the hard point. Envoy's able to find a frag with the GKS, or the AGR right there. He's not landing shots to the inside. Orbital's going to be able to take him out. We got a contest for right now. Infinix finally able to retake control, but leaving this one, they're only going to be up by, it looks like, about 15 points. And even though they seem to be really easily winning in the kill department, not really that far up as far as points go.
Right, it's been a very, very close game, which is a lot more surprising than I would have thought it would have been. But still anybody's game. We do have about a 16-point lead for Infinix, but we have Fearless actually being the ones to jump on point right now, ticking away some time. Does get contested here by Infinix. We are obviously at the full rotation back to point 1, so we will have score streaks and operators available this time. Infinix are able to take control back. They're unable to win on this hardpoint though.
Yeah, Cheto making a really big push with the Annihilator right there, now up to 21 kills, hopping up top of the terminals to see if he can find any additional shots. And we do have the contest once again. Cheto able to take out Orbital. They're not going to be able to win on this hardpoint. We could very well see Fearless setting up well for the next hardpoint. Riot's pushing in aggressively right there to get the frag. We do have one player on the outside hardpoint. Riot's pushing out, trying to find the frags for himself. He's going to call in that Pred missile to see if he can get any big value out of it. I don't think he's actually going to find any frags, which is really unfortunate for Fearless. That could have been a high-value Pred missile, but instead, it's actually going to be Infinix hopping onto the hard point. They've got control for right now. And it looks like, even with the cluster strike on the way in, they will take the win in Game 1, 150-21.
Yeah, and that was actually a much closer game than I thought it was going to be. So I have to give a lot of props to Fearless there. They were able to push Infinex pretty hard. Infinex, you know, again, they came off of being the champions last season. They came off of being the dominating open season team in the past 2 seasons. And they are really struggling here in Season 4 of Mobile Mayhem. Not really sure entirely what's going on there. I mean, once again, Cheto being the top fragger for the team on a team full of absolute mad slayers, so that is definitely a little bit interesting. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen Tempo drop the kind of numbers that he's dropping, and that would be, you know, pulling an 8 and 13 there on Hardpoint Summit, while Cheto was up at 23 and 9. Yuji not too far behind at 19 and 11, and from there it drops off. Munoz, who we have not seen play in, I mean, what, 2 months now, Bobby? Over 2 months? Maybe even getting close to going on like 2.5, 3 months. Finished 3rd on the team, above Envoy and Tempo.
I mean, honestly, if you remove Cheto from the equation, I think Fearless might win that. He had not only did he have the 23 and 9, he had 1 minute and 34 seconds on the hard point. So not only was he the main Slayer, but he was also the main OBJ player. And honestly, you got to be thinking right now, we've seen Infinix struggle quite a bit in Search and Destroy recently, and Fearless looked really good in that one. We know Lethal can hit the snipes, and if we don't see Cheto in the absolute flow state that we've seen him in the last couple of games, very good chance that we see Fearless sneak away with one right here. So it's definitely going to be a good one to watch. I mean, I don't really know what's going on with Infinix, right? I think probably to a certain degree, they're really feeling the absence of Tatio. He's kind of the leader on the team and typically the top fragger as well. So Cheto trying to fill that spot, but they really seem to be hurting right now. We'll see if they can bounce back in the Search and Destroy, as we do have all of our players readied up, and we'll be good to go to hop into Search and Destroy on Meltdown.
Yeah, so this you would typically give in favor of Infinix. They are an incredibly strong Search and Destroy team. Hopefully Munoz is going to switch off of the Akimbo Phoenix here. But, you know, I mean, even just to look at it, I mean, Fierce, the team that is in first place right now in all of Mobile Mayhem, dropped their game on Tuesday of Search and Destroy to Infinix. So that is very important to make note of as we get ready to go into one of the more difficult Search and Destroy maps, I would say. I mean, especially if your team's only comfortable pushing one direction, because there's a lot of versatility this map really offers. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Envoy is going to pick up a kill onto Riots there, with a major assist going over to Munoz. But Steezy is going to come through for the side of Fearless, picking up one. Lethal does get a hit marker on Tempo there, but it is now Steezy alone versus a angry Infinix team.
Yeah, and it seems like this is something we see a lot, even if it's not necessarily a loss. If a team underperforms in a game where they feel like they should have done better, a lot of times they'll bounce back really strong. So we see Infinix getting the win with 3 players left standing right there. We do see them pushing into A site once again, kind of splitting their players right now, with 1 player going mid, 1 going B side as well. And it seems like Fearless pretty content to just sit back and play for picks right now, which is not too surprising to see, especially on this map. And Lethal's going to find the frag on the Envoy. Very nearly spotted Cheto. I'm not sure why he didn't take the shot right there, but that's going to open up an easy frag for Cheto, who we know is capable of hitting those shots time and time again. CZ trying to peek the backside and just barely survives the snipe from Cheto. He's trying to peek with the AR right there. 4 players remaining for each team. The bomb in the hand of Orbital, and seems like Fearless still looking to find another pick before they do make a push toward one side or the other. We do see Riots moving over toward A. That may very well be where we see this team push, and we do. And we will have a couple frags coming in. Orbital finds Tempo, finds Munoz as well. A 2v2. Cheto trying to push to the side. He's only got a sniper. Orbital's got an AR. Should have the advantage, but it doesn't matter. Cheto takes him out. Steezy now in a 1v1 versus Yuji, and hasn't spotted him over on the side. I don't think quite yet. This should be pretty manageable for Yuji, but the bomb is going to get picked up by Steezy, and he's really just trying to bait him in there right now. Not going for the plant. He's going to get spotted. Only 7 HP. He's trying to run away right now, and for some reason, Steezy still doesn't stick the bomb plant. He's finally going to go with it right here. That'll reset the clock back to 45 seconds, so that opens things up a little bit for Yuji. He gets spotted from the backside. Steezy's got the advantage. The DRH much better at range. He's going to find Yuji right there. That's going to tie things up at 1-1.
Yeah, it was a big round for Fearless there. Steezy took quite a few bullets actually there, but as you mentioned, the DRH exceptionally good at the to mid to long range fight they were starting to get into. A good slide behind bomb. He was able to find the kill on Yuji over that, tying things up. So that was absolutely phenomenal there. Tempo still struggling really hard today. I mean, 0 kills on the board for him here in Search and Destroy. Definitely underperformed more than we would usually see him play in Hardpoint as well. So definitely got to see him turn things around if Infinix want to close this out a little bit more cleanly, because they desperately need a 2-0 win here.
That was a big snipe coming out of Cheto. Lethal wasn't able to make it happen. Steezy gets the frag, but East is going to be left all by himself versus the 3 remaining Infinix players. They'll be able to get the defuse once again. They'll be able to retake the lead, and definitely looking stronger right now than they did in that first match, but at the same time, like going up against a team like Fearless that's very new to the league, doesn't have a lot of very well-established players. You'd really expect Infinix to be running away with this, and Fearless has been able to play it relatively close so far, so we'll see if Infinix still allows that to happen. The snipes from Cheto playing a really big role, and he actually appears to be AFK right now. If he does end up disconnecting and unable to reconnect, very good chance we could see Fearless coming back, but it looks like he has been able to make his return. Unfortunately, his teammate Yuji is going to drop off the start, and Fearless will be up a man.
Yeah, good position for Fearless to be in. Steezy and Orbital both playing exceptionally well here on the side of Fearless. Again, Infinix have really been struggling here in this in Season 4. They've definitely got some time to turn things around, but you know, as we get later and later in the season, they need to turn it around pretty quick here. This is a great opportunity for them to pick up 20 points, which should be ideal for them. But we need to see them bring their A game moving forward as well, because again, this is a team that's normally dominant during the open season and has been struggling to even stay on the board. Yuji once again is going to suffer a little bit of a disconnect there, but he is dead so far, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Envoy finds a big frag onto Riot's. Munoz taking out East as well. Orbital staying alive, and he's going to get the major assist. What looked like an easy win for Fearless. Currently going the way of Infinix, and Steezy, the only person keeping it alive right now. It's going to be an easy defuse regardless, as Infinix will get the round win right there, but had a couple gunfights not gone their way. Once again, a round that could have very easily been a Fearless win. Steezy and Orbital making big plays right now. This will be their last offensive round, so we'll see if they can muster a push right here over toward the A site and maybe sneak one away from Infinix, as we do see a very aggressive A defense.
Yeah, and it's actually Yuji picking up 2, Munoz picking up 1 as well. It's going to be a 3-for-2 trade in favor of Infinix, as well as Munoz picks up a kill onto East there. Now Lethal is alone in a 2v1, but fortunately for him, he was able to pick up the kill on Cheto, which I think would have been one of his most lethal people that he could have ran into. So that does give him a very slight cushion. I mean, you're still up against Munoz, who we haven't seen in a while, but is having a big day, and then Yuji as well, a just incredibly strong player overall. Unfortunately for Lethal, we do have Bomb down, and Infinix know exactly where it's at, which is why we see Munoz and Yuji camping it out there. They should have a pretty easy time defending it, as there's only 3 ways into the A site here. They both can look mid, and then they can as well each kind of keep an eye out on what's going on their side. They can make the call out to their team. Unfortunately for them, I don't know if UG was able to see Lethal popping up there.
It seemed like they have a general idea. Lethal at least
Munoz
spotted
knows.
them.
Munoz knows.
Yeah, he 100% knows. And Munoz is going to drop down. That could have been an easy frag for Lethal with Munoz stuck in that spot, but he's not going to be able to land the quick scope right there, and Infinix will be able to take the 4-1 lead as they seem to be becoming more and more confident. Envoy and Munoz currently combining for 14 kills, and those aren't really typically the people that we look at to be the top fraggers for the team, so you still got to be wondering if this was going up against a more experienced team, would Infinix still be able to come away with the win? They are going to switch over to the offensive side. The trophy systems are going to go down. Shadow will find the first blood onto Lethal, and that'll open things up for the B plant to go down, especially with everybody for Fearless over on the A site. The pressure is now on, and it looks like it's going to be a 4-man push over through the flank right here as Cheto now retreating toward the bomb site, just trying to find a pick over on that side to make the defense a little bit easier, sending out the concussion grenade right there, but nobody waiting on the opposite side. We do have a player pushing in. East is going to find an easy frag right there, and it's actually now down to a 4v4. Orbital gets one himself, a 2v2. Riots has not yet picked one up. He's going to drop to Envoy. It is now East all by himself. Munoz is going to spot him. It will be Infinix going up 5-1, and this will be match point for them.
Yeah, Infinix are poised to win this, which again, they desperately needed the win here, but it is, you know, even though it looks very one-sided when you look at the scoreboard being 5-1, a lot of these rounds were very, very close. So, as you mentioned, Bobby, if Infinix is going up against a little bit stronger of a team now, this might be a incredibly different matchup that we have. They could close things out 6-1 here. It's hard to say. Again, everything's been down to like a 1 versus 1 or a 1 versus 2 for the most part for a lot of these rounds. So still anybody's game, at least this round. It would take a massive, massive comeback coming out of the side of Fearless. But with the way Infinix have been playing this search and destroy matchup, I don't want to rule it out as being possible.
Yep, Envoy's going to be able to get the B plant down, but that seems to be, for the most part, the game plan for Fearless is to give up the B plant and try to go for the retake. For a team of their experience, I'm not sure that's the approach that I would typically take. We're going to have Riots laying down shots right there onto Envoy, and very nearly finds the frag. He escapes with maybe 5 HP. Riots is going to win the gunfight against Munoz. East is going to be able to take out Yuji. They might be able to clutch something right there, but just like that, Envoy and Tempo finding some refrags. It is going to be Tempo all by himself, and just like that, Fearless able to get the round win right there. They're going to get the defuse down onto the B site, and it will be 5-2. Infinix still leading, but definitely not looking confident right now.
Yeah, Infinix have been struggling all through this game. That's now 2 rounds going over to Fearless. I would imagine if this was Infinix's main lineup, even if they were struggling a little bit, this might be an over match. So, you know, it's hard to say. I mean, because Munoz, again, we haven't really seen him play in over 2 months at this point. 9 kills on the board, can't really complain. The big struggle has been Tempo and Yuji are sitting down at 4 and 2 respectively right now. Which is absolutely not usually the case. I mean, again, we were talking right at the beginning of this matchup, Bobby, that Tempo was someone picked up on this roster that was easily competing with Tatio for top fragger over and over again, and that has just not been the case here in these past few weeks. Yuji as well, normally a very consistent player, not usually at the top, but usually always in the middle, has been struggling to find any sort of groove here today. And I do think Infinix finally will get the break they need, unless if Riot pulls out a ginormous clutch here. And with 20 seconds on the board, and Munoz being one of the players alive with 11 kills, actually top fragging for the team, nonetheless. This is looking like Infinix will finally close things out 6-2.
Yeah, Munoz is able to find the final frag, and Infinix is able to walk away with the 2-0 win. Not quite as easy as we would have expected it to be for them. Envoy and Munoz being the 2 top frags for them right there. 10 and 12 kills respectively, and really the rest of the team struggling compared to what we usually see, especially from Cheto, who really didn't have a ton of competition as a sniper. Obviously, Fearless able to minimize his impact a little bit, but typically usually seeing him making a bigger impact in the search and destroy. So we'll see if when they get their leader Tatio back, if they're able to kind of return to their previous form. That is going to be a big 2-0 win for them, is that will allow them to stay up at the top, or at least near the top for Division 1. I believe that's going to move them up to 80 points, if I'm not mistaken, looking at the division standings right now. So they and Fierce very solidly up at the top. Oh, no, they are at 60 points. Wow. That's just so surprising for me to see. Yeah, they're at 60 points right now, only 10 points ahead of Violence, and that's going to be big for them, as that allows them to move into second place. But that is going to be it for tonight's stream. You guys will not see us for a week and a half, as we will be taking a break from Mobile Mayhem the week of Thanksgiving. But as always, appreciate Day helping me out with casting and everything else. Everybody, go spend time with your families, enjoy each other, be thankful for the things that you have. I appreciate every single one of you hanging out with us, and we will be back to the Mobile Mayhem action whenever we get back from Thanksgiving. But that's going to be it for the stream. Make sure to show some love to whoever we end up rating. And
it should be, I think, Zim, right? Zim's
yeah, it should be Zim.
Exiled versus Exiled versus
Xset will be the final
Xset,
matchup.
yep.
So make sure to go check that out. That's going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you guys next time.